Hello and welcome to another Zendikar Rising draft on MTG Arena. Alright, what do we got here? Feed the Swarm is pretty nice. Thundering Rebuke is also nice, but this Inscription of Abundance, that does a lot of stuff. I kind of like taking that, and there was the Vine Gecko here too. We could go into like a kicker sort of situation, or just green. But then we open this Lull Mage's Familiar. I think we're going to do the blue-green kicker strategy here. Although in this pack, these green cards are not very interesting, so I think I'm just going to go with the counter spell. Okay, so this pack, the Risen Riptide is good for a kicker deck, but the Tazim Royal Mage gets a lot better if you have good instants and sorceries to get back. And right now we do have the Inscription of Abundance. And I'm not sure how useful Risen Riptide is, like how many kicker spells you need to make it worth it, so I think we're going to go with the Tazim Royal Mage right now. So 0 green cards in this pack. This rogue, though, I mean, we need other rogues to help make it work, but that has been very troublesome for me in the past. And then this Field Research is good, draws cards, and it's another kicker. So we already have a counter spell. Can we make this Seagate Colossus work? We're gonna try. And, well, we have some rogues to choose from here. And a Deliberate. Okay, so blue is super available. Like, good lord. But if we're gonna try to do the kicker thing still, I want to take this Geyser Mage. I guess now Living Tempest. Risen Riptide came back. Another rogue. Okay, so there's like 0 green. Maybe that strategy's not gonna work. So the Wind Rider Wizard. I think I'm just gonna take this rare. Because like we could do that. We don't really have this ton of wizards. And we're also not super big on the 1/1 counters. It looks like green isn't actually happening. So maybe we just need to shift into something like red, like blue-red. Maybe try and do the wizards deck. Because there isn't that much blue here either. Yeah, we'll just take this. Ooh, hello. Another Inscription. This one does a lot of stuff. Not an instant, sadly, but it would probably be broken if it was an instant. Oh, goodness. So yeah, green is not happening. Although the red we've been seeing hasn't been super great either. I guess we'll just stick with blue and kind of see where we go from there. So here's another Wind Rider, but this wizard is pretty good. For this one, I guess I don't really need another duelist. Mind Carver, I don't really want to be black. We could just take this rare, get us some more in our collection. We have a Deliberate. And I mean, this Shell Shield's pretty good. It's a pretty cheap kicker spell. We take a Wind Rider. Anti-Cognition. Yeah, so blue is just ridiculously open. So we'll take another Cunning Geyser Mage. And another Tazim Royal Mage. Oh, goodness. Can you imagine getting back an Inscription of Insight? Alright, what's happening here? Guess we'll just take the rare card, as usual. So let's see. Chilling Trap. It's not the best. I guess we'll take this red wizard in case we go into red stuff. There's a Synchronized Spellcraft for more removal. Let's see. Well, we could take this counter spell. That also doubles as a land, which is nice to have. Alright, so we already have 2 Living Tempests. God, it would have been so nice if we could get more green cards. A card like the Mirasis. Get back a kicker spell would be super nice. And we have a couple wizards. We could probably make this Chilling Trap work. Oh, there's another a rogue that draws you cards. Well, there's another Little Mage's Familiar. Too bad green's not happening. Alright, so we have a couple. I don't really need another Glacier, so we'll just take it. Let's take this. Take a Bubble Snare. It could have been correct to take another Risen Riptide. I'm not sure how good it is, though, so I'm not really going to take a lot of them because they could just be 0/5s and do nothing. So yeah, we'll just finish it out just taking a bunch of blue cards. So we basically have blue and not much of anything else. So, I mean, are we going mono blue? It certainly looks like it. I'd be down for some mono blue Mischief. Because after all, these other cards we have, it's like they're kind of nice, but they're also not. I don't know if it's worth it to actually mess up our mana for, because we have to add some extra colors, and if we draw them and we don't have the colors, then they're just dead. And we have so many blue cards, we could easily go mono blue, and I think we can make the deck work. Okay, so we need to cut a little bit more. Don't need that many Deliberates. We don't need that many lands either, because we do have some spells that double as lands. I believe we have 3. The question is how. Basically, I guess the game plan with this deck is to draw cards and, you know, tap creatures, bounce creatures, be evasive, stuff like that. So I think we have enough wizards to make that 4 mana 3/2 flying wizard good. I like these rogues. So we do have the Merfolk Windrobber and the Zulaport Duelist. Bubble Snare is one of our few forms of removal. Cunning Geyser Mage, I mean, it's a decent 3-drop, and it also kicks to get some value later on. I don't know if we need the Seagate Colossus, though. It's kind of what I'm debating right now. And I do like those Glacial Grasp cards because we need ways to tap things down so we can actually get in for damage. I think we're going to be riding a lot on that Inscription of Insight. Because we can actually get that back with our 2 Royal Mages. But I think... What don't we need here? The Chilling Trap, like, is that really necessary? Yeah, I think this is good. So this is probably the deck we're gonna start out with. We can always change it later if we need to. So I will see you guys for the gameplay. I'm just gonna change this out. Alright, game 1 versus Flashco. Alright, in this hand, I think we are going to ship it away. We don't want our Seagate Colossus and the Living Tempest in our opening hand. This one is much more doable. And I think we don't need the Shell's Shield right now. So we're basically looking to be very tricksy. So naturally we would run into an aggro deck in our first matchup. It's alright, we can do it. There is an argument to be made to play the Deliberate to try to get something else, but I do like having a rogue on the battlefield so we can get in with our 4-mana rogue. So this is fine. We're all fine. Alright, so OP, they can't pump their goblin. Might be looking to kill my wizard. Sorry if you hear my cat, he's being extremely obnoxious right now. If they're just going to attack with that, we don't really care. They're probably hoping I would block and really stick it to me, but we are not dumb. So if I had something where I could loot, like cast a spell and loot with this guy, I would do it before combat, in case they killed it during combat, but obviously we're just going to play our rogue, and that does not loot, so we'll see if our rogue is long for this world. If it is, then that's great, because then we get to draw more cards. They just have a lot of lands over there. Okay, well they do kill it, that's sad. So I guess that's what they were deciding if they wanted to do last turn. Rengar, stop! Okay, so I don't really want to draw right now because I want the Inscription of Insight, but I also want to have the Royal Mage so we can kick and get it back, because we're not going to be able to kick the Insight right now. But with another land, we could kick the Royal Mage to get it back, and that is great value. We're actually, in this board state, we're probably just going to bounce. Yeah, because they just spent 4 mana playing that Lizard. So we can take another 2. We can bounce their 2 blockers and get in for a decent amount of damage. Now we're the ones who are the aggro deck. So yeah, best draw next turn would be another land, just so we could kick and get that inscription back. Yeah, so they have the land, they could replay both. Oh, they don't have another land. Well, that works, gives us another turn. Now we have another rogue to draw cards. And we can still get into in the air. Oh wow, they were green too. I guess they were really missing their second color. And that is why we went mono blue. So I'm guessing most of the cards in their hand were probably green cards. Because they still do have a lot of cards, and if they're trying to be more like landfall aggro, you'd think they would be playing more. But that's all speculation, I really have no idea. Just waiting for them to make a move. Not bad. Let's see what they attack with. Yeah, not great to bounce the haste creature. Although it looks like at this point we may be finishing this before we even get to kick and replay it. Depends on if we can draw another land or not. Then not attacking actually really works for us though, because we can get in for damage. Now we have this card. Okay, well we really don't need this counterspell that we can't play. And I really just want 6 lands. Goodness gracious. At this point I feel like it's worth it just to play this out of the land. Because if they play too much more, we are going to be in a bit of trouble. But if they kill one of my creatures, I'm still going to block the 5/4. Because they're at 3, so they have to actually kill one of either my flyer or my unblockable rogue to not die. Or kill me this turn, which seems very unlikely. So there's no instant speed, give a creature double strike in this format, for this set. They're looking pretty bad for the OP. MTG Arena gives people so much time, probably way more than they need. So they are going to kill one of my guys, but that's not going to be enough damage, sadly. For them. For us, it's amazing because now we win. But good game by the opponent. And I'll see you for game 2. Alright, game 2 versus Rook. And we're not going first, which is sad, but we do have a counterspell and a deliberate and 3 lands. And our inscription, so I actually kind of like keeping this hand. Because I think the inscription is easily one of the most powerful cards in our whole deck. Alright, so now we can hold up counter spells, which we will counter that for sure. We can always deliberate next turn. Oh, they're just going to play a warrior. I'm fine with that. So we don't need the land. Do we need the anti-cognition? Probably not. We have a lot of things we're going to be playing the next few turns. We're not going to be keeping up 2 mana. Bubble Snare is a good draw. If we had a few more bubble snares, this deck would be a lot better. We could actually deal with threats that don't involve countering and bouncing them. Alright, so they look like some kind of random red-blue party deck. Or maybe they just needed extra creatures, so they threw in a red warrior or something, I don't know. But I do like the idea of bouncing both of these so I can get in and draw cards. Because card advantage is like the one way that we win these games. We have a very powerful late game, that's for sure. As long as we can survive long enough. And they don't have enough mana, even if they play a land, to actually replay both their creatures, so hopefully we set them back a little bit. And we have a Zulaport Duelist that we can now play. So we can get in for unblockable damage. Draw even more cards. So they replay their warrior. And I am going to play out this rogue just so we can get in because the 2/3 blocks are 2/3. Oh, we draw another one. Oh my gosh. So strong. So we already have 2 rogues. I kind of just want to hold up this Living Tempest. Because if they do something to one of our rogues, we have the other one to play. And there it is. So now, hopefully they attack, and we can really get them. Oh, OP. Mistakes were made. This is the kind of blue Mischief I live for. Now play another one of these. Get in for 4. Still no wizard to draw a card off of our Chilling Trap, but... And if they only play one creature, we can actually Bubble Snare it. We can also kick our Royal Mage to get back our Inscription of Insight, which is another interesting idea. We could also just bounce their creature. Because I don't know if they're holding up 2 mana for something, or they just don't have enough mana to play efficiently. But they seem to only be playing one thing a turn, so let's just bounce that. And now we can draw a card off our Chilling Trap. Most likely they're dead here, because if they play one thing, we can Bubble Snare it and tap it down. Yeah, good game. Moving on. Alright, game 3 versus DJ and Celine. And yeah, we're going to keep this. We have a lot of ways to deal with pesky creatures. Oh god. Not the Ruin Crab. That's like the opposite of what we wanted to see. I don't know if we can beat it. Oh, and then we draw our counterspell. Why do they have to play a turn 1 crab? I don't know if we can beat a mill deck. This deck is suited towards aggressive creature-based decks. Because we really have no way to actually remove that thing from the battlefield. Oh, and then we didn't draw another land. That also hurt us a lot. If we could have played our Riptide, we may have been able to race, but if they're they don't even have to do anything. They just sit there and mill us. And we can't play anything. This is terrible. What are the chances they don't kill this? And they have a land drop every turn. Must be nice. Oh, I think we're headed for our first loss here. Well, we can play our Duelist to kill that Royal Mage, but we really just need board presence. Oh my god. Well, I would love to actually just play this out, but I don't think we can do that. We need more lands. We can do crap. Yeah, we're gonna counter that. We don't need a flying 4/4 in our way. Yeah, that was literally the worst thing they could have played on turn 1 is that Ruin Crab. I think that card is single-handedly gonna wreck us. Oh, we don't have a counter for that. Can tap it down though and start getting in for 3. Okay, now we really don't need to be drawing lands, we need to be drawing stuff. They need to be milling our lands. Oh, they're gonna get back their kill spell, aren't they? Hopefully they scry 2 to the top so we can just get them. Okay, 1 top, 1 bottom. Don't know if it matters at this point. Our Tempest is gonna die. And there's nothing we can do about it. Unless we draw exactly Shell Shield. Which we did not. And we can't keep that 4/4 flyer tapped down forever. Would have been really nice to have in our deck, that's for sure. See, if I was them, I actually wouldn't have killed that one because we're so low on cards, and us drawing cards actually hurts us at this point. Like, it gets us more stuff, but at what cost? You know, every time they play a land, they can mill us for 3. And our deck already draws a ton of cards. Yeah, see, like, once that thing untaps, we really can't do anything about it. I guess if we draw a Bubble Snare, we could tap it down permanently, but... yeah, I don't really need any of these. Of course, the problem is, I guess it didn't matter because I didn't play a land, but if we put those on the bottom and then they just mill all our cards, that's what we're left with, basically. So we can bounce that 4/4 for another turn. Like, we may be able to pull this off by a miracle, but I'm not that hopeful. A lot of things have to go perfectly for that to happen. Oh no. Too much removal. Too much milling. Okay, well, there's the Shell Shield we needed like a million years ago. So now bouncing that doesn't even do anything. Ay, caramba. Yep, and now we're down to the cards we know what are in our deck. There's another land. That's pretty much going to do it. Alright, game 4 versus Bam Whirls. And I did change up the deck slightly. I took out the Seagate Colossus because it really wasn't doing anything for us. And I put in a third Living Tempest. So we're going to mulligan that, and we're going to keep this and get rid of the Shell Shield. Alright, please no more mill decks. Okay, I like it. Not playing anything till I can counter. Very nice of you. Ooh, yeah, they can take our Riptide. We are going to not let that happen. Because we want to play our Riptide. It very well may die against black, but now if they play another card like that, we actually don't have a card of controlled mana cost 3 or greater. Well, we only have 4 mana, not 5, so I feel like saving this to kick it is not really worth it. Especially since we did not draw any untapped lands. Well, if they're not going to do anything, I mean, I like that too. Still no land, you say? Okay, so they're just holding a bunch of removal in their hand, it looks like. Well, I mean, we can just sit here. We have a really strong late game. And as soon as they play creatures, we are going to get them for sure. Because, you know, they have to at some point. Or we'll end up drawing our Living Tempest to just flash in. I know, super exciting game. Ah, creature! I actually don't need to counter that, that's not that scary. I can just bounce it and get in for 5. Now we have getting for 5 now. We have a 3/2 on the board. We're getting there. Oh, okay, so we're just waiting on a second color. Well, that's a little worse for us, for sure. I'm going to bubble snare this, though, because they have a lot of cards in their hand, so we kind of need to finish them quickly. And we can do 8 this turn. We can also counter, probably not counter a creature unless it's a ton of mana, because I don't think they have 8 cards in their graveyard, but we can force them to not play 2 spells in a turn. And then next turn, we can attack, and when they block... Actually, I think it's better just to... So I can tap it down. Actually, better yet, Okay, yeah, this is what we're going to do. We're going to kick this so we can get our 5/5. And then when they block, I'm going to Zulaport Duelist. Yep, that's the plan. Now there's very little that they can do. Oh, there are 3 colors. Okay, they were splashing Nissa. Well, it's a worthy splash, although... Are they splashing blue or splashing green? I'm not really sure. They didn't really play much this game. Yeah, either way, though, we're just gonna tap this down and get in there. Alright, game 5 versus Bromo. We're going first. We really need to draw a land, but if we do, this hand is actually pretty good. I'm gonna keep it. I'm not scared. Okay, well that's not a land. Oh, goodness me, that's not a land either. Nope. That's not a scared creature, but I don't need them having board presence and we have none. Oh, that's a land. Now who has the board presence? Well, we do need to draw a card, which luckily this does. We didn't draw a land, though. That's a problem. Okay, if they're gonna kill that, that's fine. I don't really care about that, actually. Alright, so we have a land. Sadly, no more wizard to draw a card off of our Chilling Trap, but... So they... look like another party deck, or are they just clerics with a few other creature types thrown in? Okay, well we're definitely going to play out this rogue, which is why it's nice to have 2 of them, because now we can tap one to get in with the other. Because we just need to draw cards. I do like Risen Riptide. I will say I was pretty wrong about Risen Riptide. If you're playing a lot of kicker spells, it is very good. It blocks a lot of things, and then it can just get in for 5 if you kick something. So I actually kind of wish I had taken more of those. But, you know, you live and learn. My eyes just weren't open to the true value of Risen Riptide. I hate it when they do this. They move it, like, over. Boop. Draw a card. Now we can play the Riptide, and we are actually very close to being able to kick our Inscription of Insight, which is pretty much just game over. That's a pretty chunky boy. Let's draw first. See what we got going on here. Ooh, a duelist. We can actually play that, so we can Basically, the name of our game is just stalling until we get to our late game stuff they can't stop. So we could actually take no damage this turn. So we play you. We reduce you. And then we block you. And now we have a 1/1 we can tap to get in for unblockable damage instead of a 2/3, which is a much more useful blocker. Alright, 1 land away, which we will get because we are drawing so many cards. Alright, so we have a lot of Tempests. Since we have 2 Rogues and 2 Tempests, I feel like... Okay, so they didn't make their worm indestructible, so what I can do is I can flash in a Tempest, block with both, and then reduce its attack. Because I feel like they have some combat tricks that they're holding on to, and I really need to figure out what those are. Yeah, and so one of these is most likely going to die, but that's not the worst thing in the world because we, like I said, we do have 2 of each. Okay, so they did have something. That's fine. Well, that works. Next turn, on their upkeep, we can just tap down their 5/4. Keep getting in for 2 and drawing cards. Okay, there's a land. So I'm not going to... We can actually tap down that creature and play another Living Tempest, and I want to do that before we kick our Inscription of Insight. Because we want to be able to get in the most damage possible when we bounce 2 creatures. Honestly, they had another card. That's fine. I don't care about taking 4 or 5. Although that's a little annoying. So we're definitely going to kick this. We don't have a way to deal with either the Blood Priest or the Life Gain Cleric over there. So I think we'll just make them replay these. They have a lot of mana. We don't really need that disruption. Okay, well now we have a Cognition, which is good. So we want to tap down our Duelist. Get in for a lot of damage. Wow, they're just going to take 10. That's fine. Ooh, and we have a Royal Mage to get back our Inscription. I like it. Alright, so we're at 6. It's a little dicey, but I feel like they're going to have to block with something. Because if we bounce that Life Gainer, which is the main problem, then we can counter it when they play it next turn. And we can even have our Wind Robber to stand back as a blocker. And since they can't gain life and drain us, I don't think they can actually win next turn. Although that was super unfortunate. But we are fine. Yeah, so you think you're going to be gaining life, but you're wrong because you have 10 cards in your graveyard. And they give up. Good game to the opponent. That was a close one, but we prevailed. See you guys for the next one. Alright, game 6 versus Hyugemon. Ooh, this is a no-go situation. Nope, nope, nope. This is a little better. And I think we're just going to get rid of the Geyser Mage. So if we don't draw a land next turn, I am going to have to play my 5-mana Wizard as a land. But we did draw a land, which is good. And I like keeping my Royal Mage for kicker value. Oh gosh. A rare 3/3 that becomes a 5/5 next turn. That's not good for us. Our 0/5 can't even block it. Well, this is going to go downhill very quickly. This is Zendikar. That's kind of obnoxious. So we can block that with our 0/5. We're going to take 5 again next turn, though. Which is not ideal. Now with each land they play, they can hit us. That's... ugh. Okay, well... I feel like we do need to bounce something. Like, we can get rid of that Zendikar. Here's another land. The Tempest is... Actually, this Rogue is not going to help us. 2/3 doesn't block at all what they're doing over there. We do give them another landfall, which sucks, but they probably have more lands in their hand anyway. And a 4/4 on the battlefield is not what we need. So I want to get the most value out of our tap spell. Although I definitely forgot to hold control. At least we can do it in response to the landfall trigger. I will say this, it's not looking good for our heroes. Oh god, another Zendikar. I can see the utility of that card in a landfall deck because if that creature dies, you get the land back. Okay, we don't need... That doesn't help us. Yeah, and I didn't diss the land that one time because I do want to try to get to 8 so we can do inscription things. Oh gosh, that... I think that sealed our fate, because now we're going down to 1. So any land kills us. Oh god, we were so close. We needed like one more turn. Maybe I shouldn't have attacked with the 2/2 flyer. Yeah, if we just had a way to give ourselves 2 more damage. Darn. Darn, darn, darn. Well, that's the way it goes sometimes. Alright, game 7 versus Molwako. Or Molwako, however they intended that to be pronounced. I'm gonna say no to this hand. No thank you. Next. This is better. And, what do we get rid of? I think this Glacial Grasp. I don't see us needing this spell anytime soon, so we'll just play our tapped land. Ooh, if they try to attack with that, we're really gonna get them. Duelist is really good at dealing with 2/1s. Okay, well now we can just play our Riptide. Actually, no, this Wizard's probably better, so we can always play the Riptide next turn. This way we can still block the 2/1, but this way we can get in for 2. And I don't really want to waste. We can just play this and loot. Huh. Yeah, we don't need another Geyser Mage. It looks like they're a little stuck on lands, which sucks for them, but it's fine for us. I mean, we don't exactly have a lot of lands ourselves, so I'm actually going to try and get some. That actually works. Sadly, we don't have access to the counterspell right now, but we do have a kicked shell shield in case we need it. A kitty cat, you say? Well, we can't counter that, unfortunately. Them being stuck on mana does make our counterspell a lot nicer. So we can just play this rogue so we can start getting in for unblockable damage and draw into the lands that we need. Oh my gosh. Well, that can't be allowed to attack. But luckily we can do a whole bunch of stuff right here. So we can still block the landfall creature with our 3/2. We are going to tap down this so it can't attack and pump everything. Kind of want to keep all the spells in my hand right now. You can still play either a kicked shell shield or an anti-cognition. I think we're going to do the anti-cognition. I don't need them having a 2/2 flyer. And at this point, the Risen Riptide is not that useful. I don't care about that. So they're in a pretty bad spot. I think we're just going to hold up the Tempest and our Shell Shield. Okay, that's fine. I could flash in and try and block the 2/1, but I don't even need to do that. Like, we're not in danger of anything. And this way, unless they have something, we just win. Alright, good game. Alright, game 8 versus H085. And I kind of like this hand, not gonna lie. Do need to draw another land though. But that's what Deliberate is for. Oh wow, they're just going to sack that and draw? I'm fine with that. And we have 2 lands on top, which I will keep on top, because we have a lot of action. We just need spells, or lands. We have spells. What you gonna do? Oh, you're gonna exile it. That's annoying, but not the worst thing they could target. I actually prefer them to target that, because now we play something even better. Oh, the 3/4 flyer is going to be a bit of a problem. I'm definitely going to tap it so we can draw a card, though. Because they either let us draw or they sacrifice their exile creature and we get a 3/3. And now we actually have a kicked Shell Shield, which is a nice protection. Excuse me. Just spend so much time waiting for opponents to do something. Yeah, not today. I don't feel like getting bound. Wow, they really don't want me drawing more cards, huh? Well, what we can do this turn, we can play this, hold the mana up, and so then when they attack with their 3/4 flyer, we can actually Chilling Trap, give our creature flying, block, and kill. Boo! Removal, lame. I am gonna still draw for this though, because this way we don't take 3 and we actually draw into something we can use. Well, there's a Riptide. I'm not going to play out that spell land just yet. I do want to tap down the 3/4 flyer, though. Like I said, I feel like we win the late game in this matchup. And we have an Anti-Cognition, very nice. And the thing about Riptide is a lot of people don't see it as a threat because it's an 0/5. But then when you kick something, it's just like, oh, surprise, 5/5. Get in for $1 million. So I really doubt they're going to kill my Tidal Wave. So I feel like they're looking at their graveyard a lot. They have some kind of Reanimation. I really hope it's not that Agadeem's Awakening, which would be super broken, and I'm probably just going to concede if that happens. Okay, Relic Vial, that's not a big deal. So, that stays tapped another turn. What I can do is I can bounce their flyer, get in for 5. And if I don't draw a land next turn, I think I am going to have to play out my tapped land, or my spell land. If they play that again, then it's completely fine. Well, we don't have enough to kick that. But we can always flash in our Tempest. And they don't have 8 cards in their graveyard. It's unlikely we can counter something. But I like having the option to counter something. What you gonna do, OP? Oh, hell no. No. Not today, thank you. So I do like the 2/2 Flying Wizard. I don't think I want this 4-mana Flying Wizard, though. Sadly, we can't flash in because we still don't have lands. I think I am going to play this out, though. I can't wait to draw lands naturally. That's craziness. Although, if we draw a land next turn, we can kick. And that is probably going to signal their doom. There it is. That's a lot of mana you put into that shade. Would be a shame if it got bounced. Boop. Boop. And we don't need the land anymore, we pretty much just need 8. Oh my god, 2 Royal Mages, it's over. It's so over. We can return that insight so many times. feel the power of the mono blue. So they are gaining some life. They're trying to hold on. But we're just drawing so many cards. God, that Riptide is so good. I really wish I had taken more of them. That's the lesson here, folks. Riptide equals secretly very good. If you have a lot of kick spells like we do. And now if they try and double block something, we can duelist. Actually not going to. Alright. Just a casual take 9. And they know we have the inscription, so I don't see a lot that they could do at this point. So they're going to Binding the Riptide. They finally realize it is very powerful. Still have to deal with the 4/4. Because, I mean, yeah, next turn, they don't play anything. We're just going to bounce 2 creatures and bye-bye. 1, 2, 3. I'm actually going to bounce the Skyclave now. We don't care if it comes back. We really just didn't want it to exile our Riptide, but now that it's bound, like, who cares? Don't need a Tempest. And what do we scry? Actually, oh, okay, they concede. Well, that was a good game to the opponent. We got to see the full power of our Inscription of Insight combo. Alright, last game versus Kemi. And I like keeping this. We have a turn 1 Windrobber. It's just like standard. And hopefully we draw lands. And your 1/1 Death Touch has no power here. Null Priest of Oblivion. Well, we can counter a 3-drop. I'm not happy about them gaining 2 life, though. That's... Or we're just going to counter this, because we don't need them gaining 3 life. But we can tap this down and still hold up a disruption. I was really hoping for a land there. Oh, that's annoying. I think I'm just gonna grasp the Death Toucher because we need another land. Oh my god. You don't need all these Living Tempests when we have just 3 lands. And that's a tapped land. This would be going a lot better if we were drawing lands like we need to. Oh my god. Oh my god. Well, we're dead. I feel like if we had drawn more lands, we probably wouldn't be dead, but they just have too much health. We can't beat the 5/5. We can't. Every time they draw a land, they get a 4/5. Guess we'll just try and get rid of some of these cards. We really don't need that. They gain 2 life, which sucks. The duelist can take care of the 1/1 Death Toucher. Yep. I guess we just reduce the damage we take. Of course, the problem now is if they draw any land, we're kind of just dead. Yeah, we just need to loot. Okay, well, don't need the land. Don't need the land now. We need actual stuff to do. Alright, so the Geyser Mage, I'm gonna have to kick it. To get rid of the plant. Phyleth is not gonna stay tapped forever, though. I have to block now because we're only at 4. I bet you anything they're holding on to a land so they can kill me next turn. And the problem is because we're at 4, if they have a land, which they did, we have to block both our creatures. Oh, okay, well. I guess this is how it ends. Can't beat a broken rare. But this is the end of the draft, everyone. I think we did pretty well, so thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the deck as much as I did. Some mono blue Mischief is always a good time. And consider liking and subscribing to see more drafts, and I'll see you for the next one.